the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn. It is Monday here in the Hassle Castle. We are on ESPN 1170 AM. Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. In studio with me is Merrick. To my right and the left is Adrian. Gentlemen, say hi to the Quad Cities.
Hello, Quad Cities. Am I on?
Yeah, wait.
Hold on.
We're on, right?
I think we're on. You have the wrong one click, don't you?
There it is.
He's on the other microphone.
Adrian, there you go.
You just heard an echo of my voice.
Yeah.
I'm just a shell of my former self after this football weekend.
Yeah.
If there's 4 buttons I know on that thing, it's those 4.
It's those 4 buttons.
That's it.
Yeah.
How are we doing? I don't care about the audience. No offense, audience. But how are we doing, guys? It was a rough weekend.
Jay's the only winner around here. His Rams and his Bengals won.
This doesn't count. Jay can't pick a new favorite team every
You
month.
sure can. He's doing pretty good at it.
First of all, when you say Bengals and Rams, you've already disqualified yourself from the conversation.
You
don't get 2 favorite football teams. That's not how fandom works.
It depends on how they do. If they both lose, then I'll just drop them and I'll pick up another
exactly.
At least you didn't lose in America.
team. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it doesn't count. It actually doesn't count at all.
It doesn't exist.
No, this is the National Football League, not the International Football League.
I will say I thought it was kind of cool that the Jags did win that game because it's kind of like their team that they've adopted a little bit over there. It sucks it's against Miami, but it's kind of cool
like
that
a
they
home
won
game
their
for
game.
them.
I don't like you anymore now.
So
thanks
So
for
now they're
first rookie quarterback to win over there.
Oh gosh,
really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they said after the game yesterday.
So now they're talking about in 2 years they're going to be in or 3 years in Germany.
Das ist richtig.
What?
Ja, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Ich bin Muda. I don't know. I don't know what you just said, but that's all I know. What is Ich bin Muda?
I don't know.
I'm sad or something like that, or I'm sick.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's all I remember.
I took
from
4
Germany.
years of German in high school, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, they're going to the 4 cities or 3 cities are going to have to bid on it or something like that.
That's how the NFL works, baby.
That's right. Make money.
Money.
Make that money. Well, yeah. It was a. Where do you start?
Well, I guess we can start with Saturday.
Do we have to? Can you guys wait? Can you guys wait till the second hour?
Is there anything? I mean, it's kind of like.
I just had a feeling. I was telling you off the air, but I was speaking with former Hawkeye football player Steve Manders, current independent professional wrestler, kicking butt all over the country, so good for him. But I was talking to him about it on Thursday, and he was excited about the team, and hey, we're going to go undefeated, we're going to go to the football playoffs, and I just had a bad feeling. I told him I thought they were going to lose to Purdue, and he said, "Well, why do you think that?" And I said, "Because they always lose to Purdue."
And
then they lost to Purdue.
4 out of the last 5, or something like that.
And it wasn't close. There wasn't anything that you could hang your head on and say, "Oh, there's some moral victories here." They got crushed.
500 and some odd yards that Bell has now in 3 years.
Everybody loves.
It's a receiving record for a visiting team at Kinnick. He had over 200 yards receiving on Saturday.
Everybody loves a good defense, but it's hard to play consistently great defense week in and week out. And at some point, you need some production from your offense.
At some point, you knew
specifically your quarterback.
Yeah, at one point, that the interceptions aren't always going to. They had 70-some points scored off of turnovers in the season so far.
And turnovers can be fluky.
Mm-hmm. And then what else? 76 plays by Purdue, average 6.7 yards per play. All those things right there are just terrible.
Yeah.
I really didn't think it was going to come this weekend. I thought we were going to get through the bye week, and I thought there was going to be more of a hangover from the bye week to lose to Wisconsin, with Wisconsin kind of having a little bit of a down year. And
well, that can still happen.
No, very much can still happen. Absolutely. I just thought that's where it was going to come. Obviously, I thought we'd also go undefeated, but I thought we'd have a worse game against Wisconsin than we did Purdue. They just, honestly, nowhere on any part of the ball did anybody look prepared.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't an exciting game to watch. There was nothing you can take from that game and feel good going forward.
No, not at all. It was, it's just a tough one altogether. I was out at the Ball Diamond in the morning,
And last game was like first half, and I'm listening on the radio as I'm driving back into town, and Iowa scores and it's 7-7, and that was I should have just stayed in the car.
That was it. Game over. Okay, we'll take the tie.
Yeah, that was it. After that, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah,
and
I had the overalls on, and I was the bowling for boobies, and I bowled in them, and I thought it was like it's going to be a great day. Here we go, getting pumped up, and bowled great too. I thought it was going to be smooth transition into a great Hawkeye game,
and then that was it. That was the end of the positivity for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you had to get up bright and early.
Well, I'm always up bright and early. I have insomnia, so it's difficult for me to sleep. But I was excited to watch Tua come back. I was excited to hopefully get a victory. And then I wake up to the news that not only is Xavier Howard not playing, but Byron Jones isn't playing. The two highest paid players on the team, the two starting cornerbacks, against a team that, they hadn't won a game, but they have a good young quarterback, a solid receiving group. So that made me nervous. Devontae Parker's not playing, and now Preston Williams isn't playing, in addition to Will Fuller not playing. So there's three of the top four wideouts. And I'm going to be honest with you. Through the website I write for, the Finsider, we do we make predictions on a site called Tally Site, where journalists across the country can pick just the money line, or you can do the spread if you want, but my particular group, we just picked the money line. And when I saw the inactives list, I logged into my account and I switched my pick, and I picked Jacksonville to beat Miami because I knew it was coming. With that being said, if you watch the game, which a lot of people did, they wouldn't have chosen to watch that game if it wasn't the only game going on while you're drinking your morning coffee.
Sure.
But, if you watch the game, you notice Tua, outside of one bad interception, mind you, he was still playing with fractured ribs, so he didn't have all the power that he could have had on a lot of his throws. Outside of that one bad interception, Tua played a really good game. 70.2% completion percentage. That's great. 329 yards passing. That's really good. An additional 22 yards rushing with multiple first downs on third down plays. That's great. 2 passing touchdowns and only 1 interception. Okay? So, yes, the Dolphins lost the game, but for anybody, and I'm speaking to you, Albert Breer, on Twitter and other national figureheads, if you turn around and try and blame that loss on Tua, it's just, you make yourself look foolish. Tua looked like a good quarterback, and as somebody who watches these Dolphins games religiously, it was night and day between him and Jacoby Brissett when Brissett was in there. Tua ran an efficient offense. Things were going well for him. But football's a team game, and the coaches let the Dolphins down on Sunday. The play calling let the Dolphins down on Sunday. It wasn't Tua Tagovailoa who ran up the middle and got stuffed 4th and 1 with 2 minutes left in the game at the 50-yard line. That was George Godsey, the offensive coordinator, calling Malcolm Brown from a shotgun formation on an inside zone, running Malcolm Brown, your backup running back, who is signed to a 1-year deal, straight up the gut and hoping to get that yard behind an offensive line that every single Dolphins fan knows is awful, yet you're a coach on the damn team and you can't figure that out. And you ran that play earlier in the game on a similar situation, so the defense is fully prepared for that play to happen, and you get stuffed on 4th and 1 instead of leaving the ball in the hands of your former first-round pick and throwing it to your former first-round pick, Jalen Waddle, who had 10 catches for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game, okay? 70 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns, and he had been carving up the Jacksonville Jaguars on these short routes all day long instead of letting your 2 former first-round picks who played college football together very successfully, might I add, at Alabama, instead of letting them convert, get the first down, get down into field goal territory, and let the best kicker in franchise history kick a game-winning field goal. You give the ball back. You gift-wrap a win to the winless Jacksonville Jaguars at the 50-yard line. And then even then, you have a chance to do it. And what does the coaching do? What does the defensive coordinator do when they call a timeout right before the last play, before the kick?
What?
They don't tell their defensive backs, hey, if they catch the ball in the middle of the field and they're on the ground, don't touch them. There's 5 seconds left on the clock before that play. Laviska Shenault catches a 10-yard pass on the ground. He's on the ground. He's not getting up. He's not running. He's not moving. There are 5 seconds left. They down him with 1 second left on the clock, allowing Jacksonville to call a timeout so that they can kick a game-winning field goal. That is terrible coaching.
I'm glad I didn't
This
watch
loss, again, this loss is not on Tua Tagovailoa. And it's unfortunate that every single time the Dolphins lose, which is a lot, trust me, I watch the games, it's Tua's fault. Yet, what happened to the Chargers yesterday? They got demolished by the Baltimore Ravens. Do you see any Justin Herbert slander on the timeline this morning? Has anyone seen a national
completely different?
Analyst?
I'm sorry.
It's
a West Coast team. I know they played on the East Coast, but it's weird.
But I'm just tired of every time the Dolphins lose, it's Tua Tagovailoa's fault, and every time the Dolphins win, it's because Brian Flores is such a great coach, and that defense is fantastic.
That's right.
Well, before this game, in 4 consecutive games, the defense had given up 35, 31, 27, and 45 points in 4 consecutive games.
Okay.
And Tua wasn't playing. Oh, my God, who do we blame this on? Now, all of a sudden, Brian Flores is catching some flack. But then they go into Jacksonville. Tua's playing with fractured ribs behind a papier-mâché offensive line without 3 of his top 4 wide receivers. He throws for over 300 yards and a 70% completion percentage, and yet he's the reason they lost? Wake up. Wake up.
My fantasy team thinks Waddle a lot.
Yes.
Big fan of Waddle.
It's ridiculous.
And
It's ridiculous.
And thanks to those cornerbacks for being out, so Marvin Jones could get 2 touchdowns.
Listen, man,
my fantasy team's all about that.
I planned this rant. No, I didn't script it, but I knew I was going to go on this rant coming in here this morning.
Sure.
It's cathartic for me. I needed to get it out of my system. But let me tell you this. I don't care. I've stopped caring. After this, I'm done. I don't care anymore. The Dolphins are 1-5 a season after they win 10 games and just barely missed out on the playoffs. I've been here before. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here again next year and the year after and the year after that, watching a crappy football team lose games that they shouldn't lose because I am a battered fan. That's what I am. I suffer from battered fan syndrome, and I'll be here. But for the rest of this season, I'm done. I don't care. I'm going to watch the games, but I'm not going to let it affect my life. I wrote an article today, and I said, I'm going to keep going.
12 minutes later, yeah.
I'm going to keep going. I wrote an article
I've never heard
today.
anybody talk this long about 2 teams in Florida.
On the Finsider, PHINSIDER, thefinsider.com. Check it out. Good, bad, ugly of the Dolphins' Week 6 loss. Check it out. And I say, listen, I don't care anymore. The Dolphins are a bad football team, but that doesn't mean I have a bad life. The Dolphins have bad leaders, but that doesn't mean I can't be a good leader for my 2 children and the athletes I coach. I have dissociated, not a real word. Many people think it is. I have dissociated from this team, and they will no longer affect my mood going forward after this rant is over, which it is right now.
Okay. You had that to go, and now Adrian, you had a game yesterday.
Yeah, they lost.
And Aaron Rodgers still owns you, I believe he said.
Yeah, it was. He looked like a pro wrestler out there when he did that. I'm not gonna lie.
I was actually watching that play live, and I thought it was amazing. I still own you.
So
I still own you.
He blames his little rant on a woman giving him the double bird.
The double bird, which
everybody in that crowd was giving him the double birds.
Yeah, and he didn't cuss. He actually wasn't very offensive, but all he did was state facts. I still own you. That was great. That's a great response.
He has, this man who says that I still own you, has the highest career passer rating against the Bears since 1950 with a minimum of 120 attempts.
So he's not wrong.
He is from 2008 to 2021. He's got 26 games against the Bears. He's got thrown 57 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions. He has a 107.7 quarterback rating, which is the highest. The next one, who only had 6 games, was Tom Brady with 105.3. Then it goes Drew Brees, then Drew Bledsoe. But nobody has that many games against him. He is 545 completions for 815 attempts, 6,208 yards against the Chicago Bears. And I really like the Bears in this situation. I like the 3.5.
This is a question. Maybe can somebody Google this? How many Bears quarterbacks in their Bears career have had more passing yards for their entire time as Bears quarterback than Aaron Rodgers has had solely against the Bears?
We can look that up. He does.
I would guess Jay Cutler, and maybe that's it.
I think they asked him how many quarterbacks can you name that you played against the Bears, and he couldn't. He couldn't get past like 5 quarterbacks that he's played against for the Bears.
Way more than that.
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't know. He basically was just. I mean, talk about a guy who wants to host Jeopardy. Come on,
Talk about a guy who'll probably be the quarterback of the Bears next. No, they're
he
fine
said
with
no. He
Justin
said that
Fields.
the
That'd
one
be the
team
one
he will
team
not
they're
play
not
for that would be the Bears.
Well, he doesn't need to play for him. He owns them.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
going to change it to Rogers Field when they build the new one in the suburb.
Arlington.
Yeah.
All right, next game.
Yeah, onto that. Well, Minnesota survived overtime against Carolina. That was a come from behind to tie that game up for Carolina. That was a touch and go for a while.
So if you're a Vikings fan, I guess you're happy today, but you still have to wear purple every Sunday, so I wouldn't be that happy.
Arizona beat up on Cleveland 37-14. Kyler Murray was 20 of 30, 229 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Nick Chubb didn't play, nursing an injury, and now Kareem Hunt out 4 to 6 weeks with a calf injury. And they play on Thursday Night Football, so have fun with that, Browns
And Baker's shoulders,
Yep.
separated shoulder. over
it's
the
his non-throwing shoulder,
Okay,
but,
he's still
he
planning
did
on playing.
separate it once again. And he'll try to play through it, but I think they're reaching a point where they're going to have to take a look at that and decide whether it's more important for Baker to play through the injury or to get him healthy going forward.
I kind of had something going on during that game. What was that game wasn't close, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, not at all. Arizona just beat them up from jump.
Without their head coach. And what, 2 more coaches?
And I think they were missing a couple linemen as well. They did not look like they were missing a beat at all. Indianapolis Colts beat Houston 31-3, which everyone had in Survivor if they didn't have the Rams. Legitimately, everybody had Colts and Rams this week.
Yep.
Rams beat the Giants 38-11. Stafford 22-28,
off both of
251,
those two games. Yep.
4 touchdowns. Cincinnati Burrows beat the Detroit Lions 34-11.
Not a lot of close games this week, but we did have some good ones.
Yeah,
I mean, headlined by Cowboys Patriots. What a game! That was really fun to watch.
my gosh, I thought they killed Mac Jones.
Oh, I love when they do the slow motion replays of him about to get hit. Just watch his face. He is the equivalent, and I'm glad he plays for the Patriots, but his facial expressions are on the same level as Bill Belichick's son whenever they pan to him on the sideline. Those guys make the dopiest, goofiest faces out of anyone in football, and they're on the same squad. I love it.
Did you guys see the open mouth kiss with Jerry Jones and was it his son? Was that weird looking?
Nah, I didn't see
anybody
that.
else check that
I
out?
don't
I don't
want that
know. It
visual
wasn't
in my
good.
head.
It wasn't good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not something I want in my Google search history.
How about the Raiders losing their head coach this week and winning football games in Denver?
Absolutely, in Denver.
Just win, baby.
That's impressive.
Well, yeah. So right now, this week, away teams are 9-3, improving to 50-38 on the season. So where's the home field advantage? Where did that go? What happened to being up in Denver and everything? I know it's an AFC West game, so
it's still relatively early in the season, so you have the altitude, but weather probably wasn't as much of a factor for the Raiders.
Like the one being in Soldier Field for as many games as Aaron Rodgers has, no big deal. He owns them. Chiefs going to Washington, that's not a big one at all.
They were losing that game going into half, and then I don't think Washington scored again.
No.
It's crazy how bad the Chiefs can play and then still blow teams out.
Yeah.
It's insane how many just fluky turnovers they have and then still blow teams out.
Only the Colts, the Ravens, and the Steelers won at home this week.
And that was a close one for the Steelers.
Yeah,
they were up and then let the Seahawks back into it.
Geno Smith, right?
I really wanted Geno to get that win.
Did you?
I really did, I saw, what was the meme I saw the other day? It was like, if you would have told me 5 years ago that Geno Smith was going to start a football game and Cam Newton would be out of the league, I would have laughed at you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Cam Newton vaccinated now. That's his big push to get back into the league. I'm vaccinated.
Okay.
That's what he's putting out there. That's the buzz yesterday and today.
Really?
He's ready to play because he's vaccinated now. I would like to know how his shoulder is because he can't throw the ball.
Yeah. Well,
is there a team that needs him though?
Well, Seattle could use him.
Cleveland?
Cleveland might need him. Carolina with Sam Darnold, kind of struggling as of late.
Yeah. Huh. Well, we got the
San Francisco?
Yeah, maybe.
The Lions?
Yeah.
Goff got called out by his head coach.
Sure did. Dan Campbell bit his kneecap off.
He sure did.
What happened?
He said he needs golf to be better. He said it's put up or shut up time. I need you to be better.
He's like, now I understand what the Rams were dealing with.
Yeah.
Why they said they were a quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he called Sean McVay and he was like, hey, can we get a redo on that?
Huh.
And he said, no take backsies.
No, yeah.
Finders keepers.
Speaking of the Rams, the final score of 38-11 was a final score that has never happened before in NFL history.
I love these things. I like somebody's keeping track of that.
Somebody's keeping track, and it actually started with John Boyes of SB Nation. And it's
he's my colleague then. He's my colleague, Jay. The Finsider
okay, the concept was created by John Boyes of SB Nation, and it exists as a Twitter bot that tweets out current scores and chances that games will end in what they call the scoreagami.
I've seen this.
There is an evolution of it on ESPN. You can watch it, or you can follow these guys on Twitter. Tom Brady is 11-0 in scoreagami games, and 3 Super Bowls have been scoreagamis, all of which involve the Broncos.
Have you seen the other Twitter bot that's the octopus?
No.
The octopus is when a player scores a touchdown, and then this is less rare than the scoreagami, but the player scores a touchdown and then immediately after also scores the 2-point conversion. And that's called the octopus.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
8 points for your fantasy team.
Sure. And then also something that I did not know happened yesterday was not on... Listen, I went and watched like NFL games in the afternoon, and then on like ESPN2, they had this weird dog relay thing going on that everybody was enthralled with, but what we weren't watching was the WNBA final.
Did not even know that was happening.
The Chicago Sky used a furious fourth quarter rally Sunday afternoon to beat the Mercury 80-74 and become the first team ever to win a WNBA title with a sub-500 regular season record.
Enthralling.
Yes. The Sky's only other finals appearance came in 2014 when they were swept by the Mercury. Fun fact.
Were they in retrograde?
Fun fact. Chicago joins LA and Washington, D.C. as the only cities with the Grand Sextet.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that about women's basketball.
Titles in the Big Four, MLS, and WNBA.
That is a fun fact. I am having fun.
That's right.
How do they spell the Chicago Sky?
SKY.
Okay, there's no E at the end of that?
No.
I just thought it'd be kind of fun. That'd be fun, too.
Also something that you don't get to happen every day. Courtney Vandersloot set a WNBA record with 102 playoff assists, while her teammate and wife,
yes,
Allie Quigley, scored a career-high 26 points on Sunday. What a day
that's a good
to be in America.
Vandersloot, wasn't that the name of the guy who murdered, like maybe a decade ago? Like he was on vacation and he murdered a girl.
Are you talking about that? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a thing on Netflix about it, but I remember it happening.
They still don't know where she is or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know if he got caught or arrested or he was just a suspect or what. No offense to the Vandersloot family.
The Braves walked off the Dodgers for the second straight night, winning 5-4 on Sunday to take a 2-0 lead in the NLCS.
Well, my Dodgers World Series championship bet is...
Tonight, the Astros take on the Red Sox. That series is tied 1-1. So, yeah, I was watching some of that game as well. Had the Braves wiped off.
Who do you root for? Astros or Red Sox? I hate both those teams.
Houston.
I think I root for the Dodgers or the Braves. I think I just answered my own question.
I don't know who I...
The 2 grand slams by the Red Sox were pretty cool the other day.
Yeah, that was neat. Back-to-back innings, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, anything else, really? I mean, we'll get to more. We're going to do Gus the Lines, the 3 of us here, when we come back from break, because you got to take off at 1. Yep. Iowa dropped 9 spots to number 11 in the Associated Press poll.
Fair.
It was pointed out by somebody on social media that it is kind of weird that Penn State's ranked higher, even though Penn State had the week off. Type of thing. I get it. I get that they should fall. LSU beat Florida, and Ed Orgeron still has to be stepped down.
Yeah, I didn't read that story, but there's got to be something going on behind the scenes there.
Listen, I was listening in the morning on ESPN, and they basically were saying, first off, the ESPN analysts were like, Florida's going to just mop up LSU. and they said, and they were like, basically on ESPN in the morning on Saturday morning before it even came to kickoff or even pregame, they're like, he probably won't be asked to be stepped down, but there will be closed door meetings tonight after they lose to Florida. Then he goes and beats Florida.
He's still fired him.
And they still tell him like, hey, it's time to go.
Doesn't he have like a history of fraternizing with the co-eds?
Ed Orgeron?
Yeah, or something similar to that.
He's probably headed to USC. That's where he was. And then they went a different direction, and then he wins a national title in 2019 with them. I bet you he goes to USC. Wasn't he the interim coach there for a while?
He was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's your answer right there. Now, who's going to LSU? I don't know. Matt Campbell, maybe?
Joe Brady?
Maybe. James Franklin?
With taking back to where Iowa, how much they fell. The year Purdue beat Ohio State, how far did they fall? Weren't they number 2?
That's a good question.
Somebody on the Facebook, let us know. You are on the internet right now.
There's no way that it was that far.
CBS Sports has a list of people that might replace Ed Orgeron. Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M. I don't know. James Franklin, Penn State. Luke Fickell, Cincinnati. He's going to be named. Joe Brady, you already mentioned him. Billy Napier, Louisiana head coach. Lane Kiffin. Boy, that was a bad look by Tennessee. Throwing trash on the field and hitting him with a golf ball.
Really?
Yeah, he got hit with a golf ball, and then he said, at least they're smart enough to use a range ball when they throw it at me. They hit Lane Kiffin. Bob Stoops, I don't know. Bill O'Brien, good luck. If I was LSU, I wouldn't want that. Mel Tucker, that's a good name. That one's going to be named quite a bit. He's been an assistant for Saban 3 times. He was at Colorado, now he's at Michigan State. I bet you that's where they're going to... And didn't they do that with Saban? Saban was at Michigan State before he went to LSU. Then he went to the Dolphins, and now he's at Alabama, right? So that's where he was. Dave Arnada, Baylor's head coach, and Matt Rule, he's not coming back.
Urban Meyer's not on that list?
Not yet. I bet you he will be soon. I don't know. Not if he win like that, though. Yeah, so let's... NBA starting tomorrow night. Are we outside of... Kyrie Irving, do we know anything about the NBA that we're looking forward to?
Not yet.
Bulls look supposed to be looking good, right?
Bulls look like they're going to have some fun.
I did see that LeBron James was quite upset with the ending of Squid Game, and so was I. So,
was he?
Let's not talk about that. I'm not there yet.
I'm not watching that show, so you can do whatever
you should absolutely watch it. It's good.
No way.
And super gory and fun and sad and lots of different things. It's a great show. I will not give spoilers here on the radio for those who haven't finished the series, but let's just say I agreed with LeBron James's assessment of the ending of Squid Game. Not so much that I didn't like the ending,
but Korean television.
But I was upset with a character's decision at the end of Squid Game. It's not Korean television; it's Netflix with Koreans.
No, that show was on like in Korea, like prime time, like it would be like Dateline or whatever else. They show that on television in Korea.
I'm not sure how you could show any of that on television.
Well, it's Korea. You can do it.
They must have some pretty lax
Yeah.
rules regarding what can be put on television, because that show is gory.
All right, let's take a break. Let's do guess the lines when we come back.
Let's not,
Yes,
Jay.
we got to take a break.
No.
You guys got to guess your lines anyway. All right, we'll be
Okay,
right
fine.
back. We'll be right back here. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us for local.
We're going streaking! Yeah! You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
When you open an essential business checking account at First Midwest Bank, you'll earn a $500 bonus. But that's not all. You'll also have your own local banker who knows your business. A $500 bonus plus a local bank to help you succeed. That's banking with momentum. Visit a First Midwest branch to open an essential business checking account by November 30th, 2021. $100 minimum deposit to open. Available to businesses located in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Must complete all bonus requirements to be eligible. Details available at firstmidwest.com/smallbiz, member FDIC.
Since 1978, Advantage Advertising has been your one and only choice for promotional products and corporate apparel, all with your company's logo. At Advantage Advertising, you'll find products that are perfect for golf outings, company anniversaries, holiday parties, or health, wellness, and safety programs. We're accredited by the Better Business Bureau and a long-standing member of the Quad Cities Chamber. Visit AdvantageAdvertising.us to see all of the possibilities. Advantage Advertising, a proud supporter of Iowa State Athletics.
We're gonna eat pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good. Yeah.
It's the final mud race and sand drags of the season this Saturday at Cordova International Raceway. Registration is from 8 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. and racing starts at 11 a.m. Admission is just $15 and kids 12 and under are free. 100% payback in over 600 feet of shutdown. Head out to Cordova International Raceway this Saturday for the final mud race of the season. For more information, please visit racecir.com or search Cordova International Raceway Mud Racing on Facebook.
Get in on the action with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circa Sports Iowa is where the pros play. Enjoy the highest limits, lowest takeouts, and competitive betting menus. Download, fund, and bet from anywhere in Iowa. Circa Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com. Must be over 21 and present in Iowa to bet. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
What girl doesn't dream of getting dressed up in diamonds on her wedding day? With the Something Borrowed program at Dolan Jewelers, dreams do come true. With the purchase of your engagement ring and diamond from Dolan Jewelers, you can borrow up to $25,000 worth of our jewelry to wear on your wedding day absolutely free. Shop our huge selection of popular engagement rings, as well as his and her wedding bands. Financing is always available, so come visit Dolan Jewelers at 3865 Elmore in Davenport or dolanjewelers.com.
I'm Chris Rose with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Steelers needed overtime to beat the Seahawks. Geno Smith fumbled deep in his own territory in their second possession of OT, setting up Chris Boswell's game-winning kick. Steelers win 23-20. The Cowboys took care of the Patriots in overtime thanks to Dak Prescott's touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb for the walk-off win 35-29. The Cowboys are 5-1 heading into their bye. The Cardinals remain the lone unbeaten team after Kyler Murray tossed 4 touchdown passes to best Cleveland 37-14. Arizona continues their best start since 1974. The Ravens rolled past the Chargers 34-6. Baltimore's D holding Justin Herbert to under 200 yards passing, and they picked him off. The Raiders got a W as Rich Bisaccia, in his coaching debut, bested Denver. Derek Carr threw for 341 and 2 scores. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Get stylish, durable flooring for your home that will last a lifetime. And get it installed with help from Lowe's. Get Stainmaster Pet Protect carpet starting at just $199 per square foot. And Pergo Wet Protect laminate starting at $249 per square foot. Both with limited lifetime warranties. Order now, only at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Install available in-store only and through independent contractors. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. U.S. only. See Lowe's.com product detail page for more warranty information.
Okay, my shipments have to get to customers on time and looking good.
It's possible with Staples Connect. Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS shipping services. And now, buy 2 get 1 free on select shipping supplies like bubble roll and premium shipping boxes. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
Canty and Golick Jr. 2 till 6 on the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
All right, we're back here in the studio, ESPN 1170 AM.
We're feisty, okay?
We're feisty. We're getting after it. We're going to do a quick guess the lines for as much as we can here. Adrian's got to go at 1, so we're trying to see how we're going to do here.
Time to play the game.
Worst case scenario, whatever ones we don't get to, Adrian, we'll just get yours ahead of time. And
Yep.
You have them written down, right?
Yep, all written down. I had to add some .5s because I felt like there's a lot of .5s.
You can put a lot of hooks out there?
Yeah.
I don't have any. I have a lot of home favorites, so this is scary. considering I just told you the way teams went 9-3, but it seems to be that way. All right, Thursday night, we've got Denver at Cleveland. We don't really know what's going to happen here with Cleveland right now.
Yeah, Baker banged up. Chubb and Hunt probably not playing.
Yeah. So
who's the third string?
Running back?
Yeah, do you know?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, we can look up the depth chart, I guess. I don't know. Time to pick. Yeah, I guess we got to pick. We got to pick up some people here. Is what we got to do.
5-0 this week in fantasy. I'm pretty excited about that, guys.
I think I did pretty well too. I have to look at one. Everywhere I have Stafford and Cooper Kupp at, it was great. Good day for me.
I only have one team.
You only have one team?
That's it.
It's all
just focus on one team.
Yes, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right. I actually have Cleveland favored in this game.
Okay. What do you got?
Yeah.
I've got Cleveland -3.
I have Cleveland -1.
And I have Cleveland -3.
The line?
Yeah, Adrian and I are closest. It's actually Cleveland -4.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I am surprised by that. So I'm surprised we even got a line from our friends, but good job from our friends.
Are you guys splitting that? You each get a point here?
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to tally this. I'm going to keep track.
All right, you keep track.
Okay.
All right. The Washington football team travels to Green Bay.
To play the Green Bay football team.
To play the team that is a football team in Green Bay as well. Owned by 300,000 more and more. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. 300,000 people own the Packers.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We stopped talking about it.
I just gave Green Bay -7.5.
I have the exact same line, Green Bay -7.5.
I have Green Bay -10. And I feel like I'm too high with you guys doing 7.5.
Nope. Adrian, you are closer. It is, in fact, Green Bay -9.5.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
I know.
I did not feel good after you guys both said 7.5.
Kansas City is going to travel to the Tennessee Titans football team. Kansas City's on the road here. This is my only team that I have favored on the road. God, this is terrible.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I can talk my way into the other ones for some reason.
Can you?
I guess. Anyway, I have Kansas City -4.
I have Kansas City -3.
And I have Kansas City -6. Which I think is gonna this line's gonna move tremendously after the Bills just blow out Tennessee tonight, right?
It's quite possible.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I'm going to take it this time. As of today, I'm going to take this one. It's Kansas City -4.5.
All right, I am second.
The Atlanta Falcons go down to Miami. Interesting line here. Adrian, what do you have?
This was a tough one. Miami -2.
I'll take Miami -1.
I have Miami favored as well. Miami -1.5.
I thought about having Atlanta favored just because it came off a bye and Miami traveling from overseas, and
that one makes sense. And Atlanta will be favored in this one.
Really?
Oh.
It's Atlanta -2.
So do I take that?
You get that one for being closer, yeah, because you had -1. I had -1.5.
All right.
We probably should have taken a little bit more time than just a 5-minute commercial break to put this together and think this through. Okay. So, I do want to talk a little bit more about McCorkle and the Patriots here. Because I really, again, as of last week, and you were here when I said I go slowly, I'm more and more impressed with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And
Cowboys are looking good.
The Patriots, get to go to overtime against them or whatever else.
Yeah, it was a good game by
and
the
there
Patriots.
wasn't very good play calling. Like, if you listen to Patriot fans, they think Josh McDaniels is making terrible play calls or whatever else. They don't know what he's doing here and there.
The Patriots are not a conventional team. They never play like everybody else plays. They're being a little conservative with McCorkle, but you know what? They did that with Tom Brady the first year he was a starter, and what happened at the end of the season? They won a Super Bowl. So I'm not predicting that to happen this year for the Patriots, but this is what they do. They bring people along slowly. They don't put too much on their plate. But McCorkle looked good. He benefited from a couple blown coverages and whatnot, but it was a close game. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
I've got New England -6.
I also have New England -6.
Adrian?
I have New England -7.
Adrian's going to get a star.
I get a star?
Yeah.
That's fun.
What's the line?
It is -7.
I think that's going to go up, though, right?
That's a tough one.
It's in New England, so possibly.
I mean, people will love
Jets
to bet
are
it.
coming off a bye.
Yeah.
What's New England's record right now?
2-4.
They could be 4-2. Real.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins beat them due to a last-second fumble by Damian Harris, so they could have easily won that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Carolina at the Giants.
Carolina at the Giants. Yeah, this is another interesting one. I actually took. Where am I at here on the list? There we go. I actually have the Giants favored. I don't know why. But I guess it's just because I saw that Carolina team and it looked like the Vikings. Listen, the Vikings were like the 12th best player on the team for the Carolina Panthers because the Vikings were just. I'm like, they're going to do it again. They're going to blow it. And of course, I'm cheering for Carolina because I want Mike Zimmer to be fired so bad. But unfortunately, I'm so dumb here. I took the Giants -1.
You know,
I wasn't impressed by Carolina.
I went the other way with it just because of the Giants' injuries. You know,
Yeah,
you got the wide receivers that are banged up. Kadarius Toney, their first-round rookie wide receiver, got injured again. Saquon likely not going to play. So I do have Carolina favored. I took Carolina -3.
I thought Carolina. You know, I'm not really impressed with them, but you know, it's the Giants. I have Carolina -2.
It is Carolina -3. You get a star there.
I'll take
it. A boy.
The last of the noon games. So we've only got 6 noon games. None of them really stand out.
I don't think anybody should ever have a bye week.
I'm excited for the Chiefs-Titans. That'll be a fun one, I think.
Are you?
Yeah. It's kind of...
Just depends what I see from Tennessee tonight.
Kansas City's defense is suspect. Tennessee has an offense, but also a poor defense. So I think that's gonna be a nice high-scoring game.
If this game was played in Week 15, I would almost guarantee you a Tennessee victory, the Kansas City-Tennessee game. Because Tennessee, for some reason, after like the halfway point, they put together like a 750 winning percentage and then make the playoffs somehow.
They play winning football in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
They just give it to Derrick Henry and say, "Save us, King Henry."
So the last, Cincinnati
at Baltimore.
That's right.
What do you got, Jay?
I've got Baltimore favored here, -6.
I have Baltimore favored -6.5.
I have Baltimore -4.5.
It is, give yourself a star, Merrick. It's 6.5, Baltimore.
Right. Climbing back into this
boy.
thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now the afternoon games. There's 4 of them.
Philly at Vegas.
Ugh.
Do you think Vegas's home field advantage is that all the opposing team's players will be hungover from partying the night before?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe not in this era of COVID, but going forward, is that their home field advantage?
I don't know. I'm too busy looking at this line. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, well, now you're giving me hints.
I just made this a pick, to be honest with you. I thought they were exposed against the Cowboys, but then they came back and then they looked a little bit better. They looked okay. So I kind of gave them... I think Philadelphia's okay here. I actually like them in this situation when I tell you guys the line. But I have this a pick. Do you guys have a line?
I got Vegas -2.5.
Vegas -3.5.
You guys are going to split it. It's Vegas -3.
Oh, so we each get a point.
I like the Philly +3 here. I like them on the road.
It's just, who are they going to be? I feel like I saw 2 different teams from the Tampa Bay game and the Dallas game.
Yeah. That's what I guess maybe I'm giving too much to. That's where I was
when
at.
you wake up and trade away your tight end to the Cardinals like that.
I was happy to snag Dallas Goedert right after that.
What was that all about? And then like Watt and Ertz, their wives play on an MLS team together or whatever else, a women's team, soccer team. Man,
that's fun.
Yeah,
nice little story.
All right, Detroit Lions at the LA Rams.
I think I'm starting to second guess myself.
I was far off on this.
I wish this game was in Detroit, just so Sam Bradford would come back and not Sam Bradford, Matt Stafford.
We're jumping in the time machine.
Way far. Matt Stafford come back and just watch him show off against Detroit a little bit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot here. I probably should have gone higher because of the storyline here.
I just want to keep going higher as I'm looking at it more.
Yeah, I did. I was way low, and I was in double digits as well. I went -10.
I went -9.5 Rams.
I am at -13.
It's -15.5. You're going to get it closer.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Got it. Well, we're not even being done for disrespected lines here coming up here. There's one coming up that I'm way, way off. But first, we've got to do the Houston Texans at the Arizona Cardinals. I took Arizona.
Okay, yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Shocker.
I think I'm pretty sure this is going to be my survivor pick. I have not used them yet this year. Arizona sometimes kind of is a little iffy. They'll give you some tough spots. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm going because I used Rams last week. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm going. Arizona. I took Arizona -14.
I went with Arizona -13.5.
I'm higher again than you guys. I'm at Arizona -17.
Give yourself a star. Adrian.
Star?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Arizona -17.
Incredible. What a line. What a line. Man, it's hard to beat teams by 17 points.
It is.
It really is. But guess what? In Survivor, all you got to do is just beat them.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm real big on my betting strategy right now is to just take a 3 to 5 favorite parlay. A 3 to 5 leg parlay, all on favorites, money line.
Yeah, and money line.
And I've been killing it this year on that.
That'll get you somewhere about
depending
5,
on
if you can get 5 up there, you can get somewhere. You're definitely in the plus. You can get around plus 180 or whatever else on that parlay.
Man, I've gotten plus 250 on some.
I teased some down, and then there were some other ones that I meant to. I teased some. I did a teaser. That's fine. So, I wanted to see what I can't remember if I can't remember if I think I bet the over under last night, and I can't remember if I got it at 43 or 43.5. Obviously, the final one was 23-20, so I'll double check that during commercial break. All right. Oh boy, Chicago Bears at Tampa Bay. This is the Tom Brady makeup game, right? Because he forgot how many timeouts or whatever else last year.
Yeah.
What down it was.
You didn't know what down it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Bears on the road.
Bears on the road.
Coming off that loss, did not feel good.
Facing a team with 10 days rest.
10 days rest. This is the one that I was very low on, guys.
What do you got?
I just had Tampa Bay at -7.5.
I took Tampa Bay.
Bay's defense is beat up.
I took Tampa Bay -8.
And I got Tampa Bay -10.
Adrian?
Oh, wow. Taking a star?
Tampa Bay -13.5.
Oh, I came down. I had 13 at first, and then I came down.
You still got
That's 3 big lines in a row. That's crazy. Like, I wouldn't touch any of those with a teaser right now. Not one of those is not covering.
I like the Rams in zone. I think that's the one that doesn't cover. That's a lot.
The Rams and Lions? You think they'll cover the 15.5?
I think that the Rams and the Cardinals will both cover.
Okay. All right. And then your Sunday night game. The Colts go to San Francisco.
Why? Nobody wants to watch that.
Nobody wants to watch this game. I've got San Francisco -3.
I've got Indianapolis -1.5.
I went San Francisco -4.5.
I'm going to get this. It's San Francisco -3.5.
Ooh.
So just by a little bit. And then, why do I not have the Monday night
New Orleans at Seattle.
It's going to have to give me a second here to look at. It's not up on our friends or whatever else.
No Russell Wilson. Gino, he had his moments.
No Russell, the love muscle.
Did you see the video of Russell before the game doing a fake 2-minute offense by himself in the middle of the field, including calling audibles at the fake line of scrimmage?
Really?
And just going through every possible scenario, very visibly, I don't know what word I'm looking for here, but he was into it. He was it was weird. Russell Wilson is weird.
He's weird.
Just kind of an off dude. And you wonder this is his first missed game in the pros. He literally hasn't missed a game since being named starter for Seattle. So is it genuine? Is he putting on a show for the media? Is he putting on a show for his coaches? Because he wants to come back sooner than the 4 to 6 week timeline. Like, they said he has 75-degree motion on the finger when he was only supposed to have a 10-degree motion now. Like, he looked funny. Did you guys see him on the sidelines last night? Like, his face, he looked weird. Like he had been crying all day or something. No, Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay.
His eyes were kind of bloodshot. Like, he's just an off guy. With that being said, if he would like to be traded in the offseason, I hope Miami is interested if Tua doesn't prove himself to be the franchise guy by the end of the year. But he's just kind of a weirdo. And he looked maybe sick, or I don't know. He was, what a weird guy. Just an odd character. You got a line yet?
I'm
trying to fill some damn time.
No, you did fine. You did fine. I actually took Seattle favorite here on this at home at -3.
Wow. Okay, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum because I have the Saints -7.5 on the road.
Wow.
Wow, that's high for me. I have the Saints -3. I have the Saints favorite definitely coming off the bye. Seattle with Geno, there's no way he's getting any respect, right?
He's not. You're gonna get a star, Adrian.
Three's a star?
Yeah, Saints it's Saints -3. Yeah.
I got
All
3
right,
stars.
Adrian.
I don't know what I'm not seeing here. Whatever else. So on the bye this week: Buffalo, Dallas, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, LA Chargers, and Jacksonville.
A lot of offensive firepower on your fantasy bench this week. So take a look at these waiver wire pickups. Well, not yours, but
let's see. Maybe Jacksonville. I have a lot of.
Well, I said firepower.
Yeah,
a lot of firepower yesterday in Jacksonville.
I have Robinson.
Wasn't in Jacksonville.
Okay. Oh, yes, sir.
But yes, the people that have your quarterbacks.
That's kind of Jacksonville.
Well, there's at least 1, 2, 3 starting quarterbacks that will be out this week, and that are probably started across the board.
Running backs.
Your running backs as well. I mean,
1, 2,
Eckler,
3,
Zeke Elliott,
4.
Najee Harris.
Wide receivers. No,
Dalvin
Deontay Johnson.
Dalvin Cook will be there. Yeah, Deontay Johnson.
Man, there's a lot of offensive firepower on benches this upcoming week.
It really is. It's definitely a good week to be on the waiver wire.
Absolutely.
Anyways, recapping the lines. Adrian, you win with a score of 8. I'll take second with a score of 4. Jay, you got a bronze medal in this one, buddy.
Whatever.
With a 3.
Whatever.
I wish I could pick games like I picked that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right. Well, we are going to have to take our second break of the hour. It's just about the top of the hour. Adrian, you got to take off.
That's it for me today, folks.
That's it for him today. All right. So tomorrow you're in?
Me?
Yeah.
I won't be here till Wednesday.
Wednesday, no.
No Wednesday?
Mm-mm.
Not good? Okay.
No. Not good on Wednesday, but Thursday then?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. Folks, this is how we do things here. We just say, hey, we're going to be there. Negotiate it. All right, so that works out for me. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't Hassle Local. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that?
This is Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
What's your car's monthly payment? There's a good chance that First Midwest Bank can lower it. Just like refinancing a mortgage, First Midwest Bank can refinance your auto loan too. That means lower payments, lower interest rates, and higher monthly savings. Plus, you can wait up to 60 days to make your first payment. Go to firstmidwest.com/auto refi to apply and drive down your car payments today. Member FDIC, subject to credit approval, vehicle insurance required.
For homemade style, made from scratch everyday Mexican food, go to Nally's Kitchen. Handmade tortillas, gorditas, guaraches, guisados, guacamole, freshly made salsas, 1-pound burritos, and so much more. Dine in or pick up at Nally's Kitchen on Rockingham and Division and their new location on East 53rd Street in Davenport next to Shell. Find them on Facebook for daily specials. Nally's Kitchen, old-fashioned Mexican food, Rockingham and Division, and now East 53rd Street in Davenport. Call or order online at nallyskitchen.com.
Football, tennis, cross country, golf, soccer, volleyball, water polo. Fall sports are back at Augustana College, and the best way to watch sports is with all your friends, alumni, and fans of the men's and women's teams of the Augustana Vikings. Kickoffs and season openers are afoot as the stars of Augustana College take to the field, the courses, and court of the Carver Center and lace up those shoes for an amazing season that we've all been waiting for. Check complete fall schedules at augustana.edu. Augustana College, a family-friendly front row seat to big-time small college sports.
Don't let the holidays sneak up on you for that hard-to-buy-for person. Let Premier Metal Art customize the perfect gift today. Multi-layered, full-color, powder-coated metal art, plus so much more. Tumblers, fire pits, even holiday decor and keepsakes. Let them customize the perfect gift for the sports fan, first responders, veterans, and family members on your list. Order online at qcpremier.com. Find them on Facebook or stop by their cash and carry location inside of Mattress for Less in Rock Island. Premier Metal Art. Finish your holiday shopping today.
A comprehensive virtual Veterans Services event is happening October 1st through November 19th. The Quad Cities Regional Services for Veterans Project directly connects veterans to VA and community resources online for a 7-week period. Go to the Quad Cities Community Veterans Engagement Board Facebook page, complete the survey, and be contacted based on your needs. Choose VA claims, health care and burial benefits, access legal, employment and education services, and mental health, dental and chiropractic care, and much more. If you are a veteran, you don't want to miss this virtual event. The Quad Cities Regional Services for Veterans Project, October 1st through November 19th. Go to Quad Cities Community Veterans Engagement Board on Facebook or Google Quad Cities CVEB for the link to the online site. Facebook account is not needed. Brought to you by Unity Point Health, Trinity, Cobham, City of Davenport, American Legion Auxiliary, St. Ambrose University, Whitey's, MH Equipment, Breakfast Optimist Club, Exelon Nuclear, and ESPN 1170.
I'm Chris Rose with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Steelers needed overtime to beat the Seahawks. Geno Smith fumbled deep in his own territory in their second possession of OT, setting up Chris Boswell's game-winning kick. Steelers win 23-20. The Cowboys took care of the Patriots in overtime thanks to Dak Prescott's touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb for the walk-off win 35-29. The Cowboys are 5-1 heading into their bye. The Cardinals remain the lone unbeaten team after Kyler Murray tossed 4 touchdown passes to best Cleveland 37-14. Arizona continues their best start since 1974. The Ravens rolled past the Chargers 34-6. Baltimore's D holding Justin Herbert to under 200 yards passing, and they picked him off. The Raiders got a W as Rich Bisaccia, in his coaching debut, bested Denver. Derek Carr threw for 341 and 2 scores. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Get stylish, durable flooring for your home that will last a lifetime. And get it installed with help from Lowe's. Get Stainmaster Pet Protect carpet starting at just $199 per square foot. And Pergo Wet Protect laminate starting at $249 per square foot. Both with limited lifetime warranties. Order now, only at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Install available in-store only and through independent contractors. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. U.S. only. See Lowe's.com product detail page for more warranty information.
Okay, my shipments have to get to customers on time and looking good.
It's possible with Staples Connect. Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS shipping services. And now, buy 2 get 1 free on select shipping supplies like bubble roll and premium shipping boxes. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
Download the ESPN 1170 app today and never miss a thing. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Hey, we're back here, ESPN 1170 AM. I want to thank Adrian. I know he had to go. He's heading down to Frick's for a happy hour, so stop down there.
Should head down to the casino and put some bets down.
I
there.
know.
He was on fire.
He was. Yeah, week 6 is in the book, the NFL. Well, not really. We have Monday Night Football tonight. The Bills at Tennessee. The Bills
Should
are
be
a
a fun
6-point
one.
favorite tonight.
What do you got on that? What do you? If you had to take one or the other, Bills to cover or?
I want to say Bills to cover, but well, yeah, road team. Yeah, I like Bills tonight. I'll probably do that. I'll figure something out. Maybe do just put something on money lines.
Maybe a
money
small
lines,
little like same game parlay or something like
money
that.
lines like minus 260. So like if you're just doing something dumb like I don't know, $52 to win 20, and you just, easy, make $20 for 3 hours worth of watching television.
Yeah, if I have a good weekend on the bets, which I did this week, thankfully, I like to throw a little something down on the Monday just to make it watchable after fantasies, kind of all said and done.
Well, usually what I like to do is, if I'm doing a teaser for the week, I like the Thursday night game just to know if I get that first leg of the teaser taken care of, so if I don't have to do anything else. But, yeah, so week 6, we talked a little bit about it in the first hour. Jaguars got their first win in London. Giants, Texans, and Lions, they all lost. We did mention that the Chiefs struggled a little bit in the first half, but Jesus, they just turn it on in the second half. They look like that's what the Chiefs do. They like to be down by like double digits and then all of a sudden be like, hey, let's make a game out of it now.
I have Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team, which works out pretty well most weeks. But I watched a lot of that game, and the manner in which they were losing in the first half was pretty fluky. There was a lot of tipped ball interceptions and dropped ball interceptions. And, Pat Mahomes, he's a gunslinger. He lives and dies by that right arm. And it just wasn't working for him in the first half. But at no point did I think they weren't going to be able to turn it on in the second half and kind of boat race Washington there.
So did you see Patrick Mahomes' mom on Twitter?
I did not. I heard his brother did something dumb
it was
as well.
His mom.
Well,
she doesn't want the interception that Tyreek Hill dropped.
Oh, it shouldn't count?
It shouldn't count, yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong, but she also looks stupid. Don't say that's happened to every quarterback who has ever started a game in the NFL. That's part of the game. It's how it is. You can't institute errors into NFL stat lines. It's just not possible. But I heard his brother, Jackson Mahomes, who's a big TikTok star.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, but kind of defaced the Sean Taylor Memorial logo because they were retiring Sean Taylor's number at halftime. And he, again, I don't know if it was on purpose or not, did like a little TikTok dance on the logo that they had put in the end zone to honor the late Sean Taylor during the ceremony where they were retiring his number. And he did a little TikTok dance on it, and people were pissed.
Yeah.
As you should be, because whether you did that on purpose or not, you have to have more awareness than that. You have to look at your surroundings and go, is there anything here that can be interpreted as disrespectful, even if they're not honoring a player who was literally murdered in his prime?
Yeah.
If they're not honoring that player, they're still, like the dancing on an opposing team's logo thing that Juju did, and then you got the Terrell Owens, run to the middle of the star and throw the popcorn in the air and all that stuff. Like, those things upset a lot of people. So, if you're going to post something on the internet for the entire world to see, maybe just take a quick look around, look at the ground that you're dancing on and say, am I doing anything disrespectful in this situation?
What am I going to do that's going to upset? To be honest with
I would imagine most TikTok influencer type people don't really have that kind of self-awareness.
No, I don't think they do either. But majority of the time, if I'm writing something on social media, I think it through probably 3 times.
Oh, in this day and age? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will tell people this. I'm proud of the people on Facebook, because a week ago, I was like, watch me bait these ding-dongs, either side that they're on, right or left or whatever else. I thought I was funny, and I wrote, all I know is that there weren't this many Canadian geese at the Middle Park Lagoon before President Biden opened up the boundaries. And I thought for sure people wouldn't read it. They would just be like, how dare you, President Biden can do whatever else. Or the other people would be like, yeah, he's the worst. And I'm like, I'm talking about geese in the Middle Park Lagoon, not Canadians in general. I was really proud of everybody, because if people were like getting it and they're just like laughing to it or whatever else, and I guess they get my sense of humor. But rarely do I get too involved, because I know what's going to happen. I had the same thing kind of off the week, and I was talking about it with Kakert on Friday, just when I was during the game, the Penn State Iowa game, and I was like, look, their injuries seem a little weird. They just seemed like they're fake. And people were writing to me like, "Oh yeah, sure. Why don't you boo him? You guys are classless." And I'm like, "All right, whatever, dude. Have fun. You're just Franklin's just practicing for in the future when he goes to USC or whatever else." Mm-hmm. And a little bit of back and forth, nothing too big, but I knew that it was going to happen. Now, I don't get notifications because I don't want them blowing up my phone, so I'd have to go back and look at it. But I didn't do it for people to write back at me or whatever else, and nor do I really want anything out there that be like, oh, yeah, I have to write an apology, on my notes and then screen snap it and whatever else, apologies. So eventually, I'm assuming he's going to have to, give some apology, or, like you said, he could just be like, dude, I don't know. I'm a TikToker. I didn't even know who Sean Taylor was.
Mahomes has to be embarrassed by his entire family.
He has to be like, Mom,
shut up. Jackson, stop. Sit down. And then his wife is always just posting dumb stuff, too. And it's like, can y'all just chill out? Just let me be the person in the public eye. People like me.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird. I have a 6th grade daughter. Because we'll talk about social media. We're talking about TikTokers. Then I just want to tell the story. I have a 6th grade daughter. And I'm driving them to school. And I think I asked them, do you guys have school dances? Because I remember we had school dances in middle school. And they're kind of like, oh, what? And they're asking me all these questions. And it sounds like they're describing homecoming. I was like, no, it's not a formal. You just show up at the gym, and it's on a Friday night.
You have a good time.
Yeah, you dance or whatever else. You go
all
home.
The teachers are kind of making sure you stay with, 3 feet apart.
They do anyway. The other middle schoolers. And they were all like, I'm not going to that. I don't want anyone looking at me while I dance. And I was like, do you do TikTok? And they're all like, uh-huh. And I was like, do you do them for people to see how many views you get? Uh-huh.
I'm like, so you're already dancing.
You're already dancing for people to watch.
This is breaking news to me. They don't have middle school dances anymore?
I don't know. Nothing
or they
yet.
do and they're not well attended?
Maybe.
If you didn't go to the dance in middle school, then you're the biggest loser in the whole school.
Absolutely.
And even if you were terrified to go and you didn't really plan on dancing with anyone, you still went. And you showed your face, so you were like, I'm not a loser. I went to the dance. I'm not a loser. And then you took all night to ask, or to get up the courage, to work up the courage to ask the one girl
palms,
that
everything.
You've been eyeing in the back of Algebra 1 for 6 weeks.
Algebra 1 in middle school. Look at you go.
No,
not me.
I don't know. It's been a long time. I was terrible at math. And then you finally get up the courage to ask her, and there's you look at the clock, there's 5 minutes left, this is the last chance, the last dance, and you go and you're walking up to ask her, and then your most hated rival cuts you off and gets the last dance with the girl, and you're, oh no.
This is why you're good at booking stuff for wrestling, because you had these stories of growing up. I just always remember there would be this pop-up dance at St. John Vianney on 18th Street, and they're like, you'd be at a football game, they're like, you going to the dance at St. John Vianney? No, I didn't know there was a dance. They're like, yeah, they're having people that come dance. I'm like, all right,
come on, we'll hit up the gas
Dad,
station, we'll grab some Surge.
Yeah, I don't think they do any of that stuff anymore. I don't think they go hang out at Happy Joe's afterwards. I don't know.
That's because people from that generation, the younger generation, they don't interact with each other face to face. If they can't communicate with you on a screen, that conversation is never going to happen, because to them, face to face human interaction is the most terrifying thing that could possibly ever happen.
I agree with that. But yeah, so that's the funny thing when you say that, because I don't think people on TikTok have self-awareness. They really don't. And that story was just they're like, yeah, but I was like, you dance on TikTok and people watch you, but you won't do it live. And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, you guys make zero sense to me. But all right, so they are. We mentioned a lot of people were off this week for football as far as fantasy is considered. Here's some of the fantasy points that were scored in Week 6. Tell me if any of these people give you any interest at all.
Okay.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, I like him. Odell Beckham Jr. went down with another injury. I believe he came back and did play, but he's still nursing his lower body injury, and now he has the shoulder injury. And, judging by the last few seasons, OBJ is made of glass. You got Jarvis Landry, who was just activated from IR, not onto the active roster, but his 21-day window to be activated to the active roster has started, so we'll see what happens there. But I think Peoples-Jones, he did benefit from kind of a fluky Hail Mary touchdown reception there.
Yeah.
But I think he has, if you're struggling for depth and you need somebody maybe in your flex spot, I'm not going to rely on him as an every week starter. But if you need a spark and you're just looking for a lottery ticket there, I think he's not a bad person to take a look at.
AJ Green, Arizona.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of a resurgence going on down there. He plays in a great offense. They score a lot of points, so there's a lot of opportunity. He's not going to go off every week, but you might catch him on some of these weeks against some weaker defenses. And this week they have Houston. So that kind of checks all the boxes. If you need somebody this week, AJ Green could be your guy.
Similarly percentage own, and I would assume the synopsis would be the same, would be Christian Kirk. Right?
Yeah, I think
none of these guys, by the way, those two that we just mentioned, AJ Green and Christian Kirk, are hovering around the 45% owned in all across the board. The rest of them are relatively low.
Yeah, I think Kirk has big weeks and then disappears for some short stretches, 2-3 weeks where nothing happens, and then he pops back up again. So, I mean, pick these guys up and start them at your own risk, but they're worth a look. I mean, any guy who plays in an offense like Arizona, they're worth a look.
This one's tough, and that's weird because I actually own this guy in like one league. I think I dropped him in other ones, and I saw something on Twitter in the morning. I'm like, really? He's a sleeper? But he scored almost 12 points. Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
We did score 12 points.
I think the Patriots running backs very fairly get a bad rap. You never know who's going to do well at any given moment. Damian Harris was nursing a chest injury going into this contest. Played really well. Is still the lead dog there. I think Ramondre, maybe not somebody that you would pick up and start this week. They're playing the Jets, so not a stiff defense there, although they are better against the run than you would expect. They have a stiff interior. I think maybe he's more of a lottery ticket. You pick him up, you see where it goes. I don't think I'm starting him this week, though.
Yeah, Baltimore has got their running back issues, but Devontae Freeman scored 11, barely over 11 points this
Which
week.
means he'll score 0 points the rest of the season.
He'll get hurt.
I think Latavius Murray is probably the only guy that you can trust week in and week out, and not even trust at a high level to get you a lot of points. But if you, again, need a desperation flex play, he's probably your dude. But I think I'm staying away from that backfield because if Baltimore runs it, they really just want to run it with Lamar Jackson and a little bit of Latavius Murray.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody else out there that you're looking. Is there anyone else that you're looking at to maybe pick up this week? Waiver wire will be processed on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, it's tough. You got some quarterbacks that you might be able to snag if you're struggling that area. Like we talked about, we got a lot of players on bye week this week, but you got Danny Dimes playing against Carolina. Not the easiest defense to score points on, but he might have been dropped in your league. Hasn't been doing great, but he's worth a look. Tua had a good game against Jacksonville, and they play Atlanta, another poor defense this week. So if you're looking for a streaming option, I'm not saying you'll start Tua for the rest of the year, but if you're looking for somebody to start this week, he is not a bad guy to pick up. Maybe Carson Wentz has been dropped or was never owned in the first place in your league. You get San Francisco in a primetime game, so that's something to keep an eye on there. Who are the Broncos playing this week?
The Broncos have
Cleveland.
Yes.
And Cleveland has been giving up a lot of points lately, so maybe Teddy Bridgewater gets a look in your league this week.
Yeah, Teddy Two Gloves.
Yeah, it's hard to like any Philadelphia running back, and he didn't have a good game on Thursday, but I do like the rest of the season projection for Kenny Gainwell there, the backup to Miles Sanders. Sanders had a good game on Thursday, but you can kind of tell that those coaches don't necessarily trust or want to feature Sanders as much as they have in the past. So if he went down, Gainwell's a good handcuff to kind of have in that situation. It's tough. The waiver wire has been picked through quite a bit at this point in the season, but we'll see. Keep an eye on that Tyreek Hill situation. He did kind of aggravate his leg injury in the game. He tends to sit the first couple days of practice every week. If he does miss a game, McCole Hardman becomes a great pickup there. And then you even have Demarcus Robinson, who might be a decent play, again, if Tyreek Hill sits. And then also we kind of got to keep an eye on Travis Kelce's injury. He was dealing with a hand injury quite a bit in that game. I haven't seen any post-game reports on that, but if Travis Kelce were to go down, I'm not sure you're going to trust another tight end from the Chiefs, but that could mean more looks for McCole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, and then obviously Tyreek Hill, but he's clearly owned in your league.
Yeah, so get out there. A lot of teams on the buys. Make some trade offers out there. How's your trading going? Are you kicking tires out there?
Man, I make at least one trade every week. And
really?
I try to tell people this. Don't be married to the players you drafted. If you can see an opportunity, to upgrade, go for it. Swing for the fences. And you're not going to hit on every trade you make. I know too many people who make one bad trade and then, I'm never trading again. It doesn't work out for me. I'm never trading again. And that's the wrong way to look at it. If I make a trade that doesn't work out, guess what I do the next day? I make another trade trying to rectify that situation. Hopefully you get to a point later on in the year where you feel pretty confident in your team and you're looking at bye weeks and maybe kind of looking at the playoff schedule if it looks like you're headed in that direction. And you can kind of set your team towards the end of the year. But at this point, it's early on in the season. You should be making or offering as many trades as possible. You never know what you're going to get or what you can get until you ask for it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make some trades in my auction league.
This past week, I traded for, and this was before we knew that Christian McCaffrey was going to be out this week, but he's another guy that's kind of made of glass, and so he's in my IR slot now, but before I knew he was going to be there, I made a trade for Chuba Hubbard because I wanted it. I wanted the handcuff, and I also own Aaron Jones, so I made a trade for A.J. Dillon because Dillon has some standalone value already, but if Jones ever went down, Dillon's going to be a top 5 play every week. So if you're sitting pretty, and that's another mistake people make, when their record is good, they're like, my team's great and I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
That's when you need to make trades because you probably have players that people want. So don't be afraid to trade your top wide receiver plus a bench player for somebody else's top wide receiver who's better than yours. It's okay to upgrade even when your team is good.
In one league, I had a really, really good week. Really good. And I scored 172 points, and I'm still got the Bills defense. And I also, on my bench, I had Damian Harris on the bench and DeAndre Swift and Cortland Sutton. So
that team must be loaded.
It's pretty good. It's not it was a good draft. This one was actually a snake draft, and I felt good about it. And I started off like 0-3. Now I'm 2-3. Now I'll be 3-3 after this week. But
sometimes it can be a strategy to lose those first couple weeks because then you stay high on the waiver wire and you get your pick of the litter of these running backs who are suddenly thrust into starting positions. So I've always said, it's not a bad strategy to lose week 1, week 2. I'm not advocating for you to take a dive, but I mean, it's fantasy football. This isn't the real NFL. Do whatever you want. It's not a morality contest.
I've got a guy who offers me in one league a lot of trades, probably like once a week, and he'll be like, hey, I sent you a trade. And a lot of times I'm like, whatever. And I feel bad because I want to reply back, but a lot of times I'm like, I'll talk to him later, I'll look at it later, and I don't.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, it's Wednesday, and then I'm like, oh, did I do anything for waiver? No, I didn't. And then the next thing you know, it's like Friday, and you get an email. It's like trade canceled, trade request. I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Feel bad.
I think there's an art to offering a trade and then kind of sticking with it and not being a pest to somebody, but being like, hey, buddy, did you get a chance to look at that yet? Oh, no, I'm at work. I'll take a look at it when I get home. Cool. Next day, if you haven't heard back, hey, man, I got somebody else kind of checking in on these guys, but I offered it to you first, and I want to stay loyal to that original offer.
Yeah.
And just wanted to see if you took a look at it. And as long as you're not being a jerk in these messages, I think people get it for the most part.
Yeah, I need to follow up a lot more. I sent a lot of trades out, I think last week or the week before for Saquon Barkley when he went down. I was like, I don't like, and I ended up trading. I can't even tell you right now. Somebody that I have Myles Gaskins for Saquon.
Oh gosh, yeah,
I have no intention
coming off
of ever
that 10
starting
reception
him.
game. Yeah, that was an obvious sell high window for him.
Yeah, I had no intention of starting him, so I was like, I'll probably never start him, so it's not a big deal. All right, we got to take our first break of the hour. I want to remind everybody to join R Bar's Text Club to get exclusive offers and updates that are sent straight to your phone. Text RBAR to 1-833-302-2216 or visit texrbar.com to sign up. Not only will you receive exclusive offers and promotions, you also hear about event announcements, new recipes and content, and contests and giveaway and so much more. Join our bar's text club to get exclusive offers and updates sent straight to your phone. We'll be right back here, ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us, we're local.
Hi, this is Derek.
And this is Skip. We are the twins from our bar Davenport.
And you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On ESPN 1170 AM.
This is Matt Koss of the Quad City Times, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
From lines of credit in Chicagoland to equipment finance loans in the Quad Cities to better cash flow in Milwaukee, First Midwest Bank is committed to using our local knowledge and ideas to help our clients get their business momentum back. Visit firstmidwest.com/commercial-lending. You have plans, we have ideas. First Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Is your mower, tractor, or gator on the down and out? Call River Valley Turf to get it picked up and serviced today. River Valley Turf, your Quad Cities John Deere dealer, has factory-trained technicians on call and ready to work on your equipment today. Servicing all brands of equipment, not just John Deere. Home service calls too. Winter is just around the corner, so get your snow blowers, throwers, and plows ready for the snow. River Valley Turf, your Quad Cities John Deere dealer and customer service experts in Silvis and Davenport, and at rivervalleyturf.com.
Finding the right Medicare plan may feel impossible, but now it's anything but. With Walgreens Find RX coverage tool, you can compare plans online, over the phone, or in person, making Medicare easier than ever. Easier than picking which true crime doc to watch, figuring out that Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So if you can do those things, with Find RX coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
But we have a truck leaving with a big order on Tuesday.
Tina's floor manager retired, leaving her tortilla factory flat out.
What do you mean she's on a silent retreat?
She must fill the role and all those orders.
I'll oversee production.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We're gonna eat pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good, yeah!
When you own a business, every precious second of your life is spent focusing on how to make it successful and profitable. You spend so much time worrying about making things right, the last thing you need to worry about is when things go wrong. That's where we come in.
Jorgensen Insurance, our worldwide resources allow us to give your business the most comprehensive and cost-effective commercial insurance plan anywhere. Online at jorgenseninsurance.com. Now, get back to work.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB Davenport, a town square media station.
Hi, this is Derek.
And this is Skip. We are the twins from our bar Davenport.
And you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On ESPN 1170 AM.
I'm Chris Rose with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Steelers needed overtime to beat the Seahawks. Geno Smith fumbled deep in his own territory in their second possession of OT, setting up Chris Boswell's game-winning kick. Steelers win 23-20. The Cowboys took care of the Patriots in overtime thanks to Dak Prescott's touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb for the walk-off win 35-29. The Cowboys are 5-1 heading into their bye. The Cardinals remain the lone unbeaten team after Kyler Murray tossed 4 touchdown passes to best Cleveland 37-14. Arizona continues their best start since 1974. The Ravens rolled past the Chargers 34-6. Baltimore's D holding Justin Herbert to under 200 yards passing, and they picked him off. The Raiders got a W as Rich Bisaccia, in his coaching debut, bested Denver. Derek Carr threw for 341 and 2 scores. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Get stylish, durable flooring for your home that will last a lifetime. And get it installed with help from Lowe's. Get Stainmaster Pet Protect carpet starting at just $199 per square foot. And Pergo Wet Protect laminate starting at $249 per square foot. Both with limited lifetime warranties. Order now, only at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Install available in-store only and through independent contractors. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. U.S. only. See Lowe's.com product detail page for more warranty information.
Okay, my shipments have to get to customers on time and looking good.
It's possible with Staples Connect. Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS shipping services. And now, buy two, get one free on select shipping supplies like bubble roll and premium shipping boxes. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details.
Sorry about that wait there, folks. I forgot to get a little commercial in there that we needed to, and so that's why it sounded like we're coming back from there, the R Bar. But it's always good to hear from the Twins twice. They did a little bookends, if you will, there. Merrick's in studio with me. Adrian's in here the first half of the show. We got roughly around 35 more minutes going on here as well. So if we talked briefly when we opened, we talked about the championship series. Are you following it at all? Do you feel like you have to because we're baseball fans? Because I feel like I have it on the background, but for some reason, I'm not glued to it like I feel like I have been in the past.
I'm not fully invested in any of these teams. Again, I don't like any of these teams. I just look at them and I'm like, oh, well, I hate the Red Sox. I absolutely hate the Astros. Who's going to cheer for the Dodgers? I coincidentally am cheering for the Dodgers, but just because I have a bet on them winning the World Series.
Gotcha.
But I genuinely don't care if they win or not. I guess if I had to root for a team, I'd root for the Braves just because I don't know. But it's hard to care or to get invested in any of these teams unless you're already a fan of these teams.
It's like, again, unless you're already a fan, like there's so many dumb reasons. Like, I don't care if you're a Dodgers fan or not. I'm sure I know there's people on my timeline that share stuff or whatever else, and good for them if they're Dodgers fans. In the Braves, like, majority of the time, the Braves, you people are 10 years younger than me, you Braves fans, because you were 10 years old in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, I don't really run around with too many of you guys. That's fine. Would it be okay? Would it be karma if the Braves won it after Major League Baseball took away the All-Star game from them?
I guess you could look at it like that.
Do the Braves get to host a World Series game?
Uh-oh.
Do they go, oh, hey, that was fine in the National League Championship Series, but you guys couldn't host All-Star Game, and we don't want you guys to host it either. Like,
it's going to be hard to send that to Colorado.
The Red Sox,
for me personally,
I can't stand Dusty Baker, so that's where the Astros come in.
I can't stand Boston sports. I'm originally from New England, and people who live in New England are jerks, and they're entitled, and every time,
but they were battered, tortured fans for so long,
and then as soon as they won a World Series, everything flipped and they became the aggressors, and they were the ones on social media bragging.
It is crazy.
It's nuts, right? It's nuts. But I do not support any Boston sports teams,
and that was 17 years ago. And it's weird to say that. We're talking about the World Series, not their first Super Bowl, which was 2000. Or 2001. That is so crazy, though, that the Red Sox have won since that 2004, 2 more World Series. And it's hard to explain to somebody who's roughly around 20 years old, 21, to be like, oh, yeah, forever. They would be that close, and it was over with. Or the Bill Buckner game, or the 89 ALCS against the A's, or anything like that. They were that close. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? They were that close. And it's funny because I say it like they're a tortured fan base, and then I'm like, wait a minute, 17 years ago, like more than that, football.
They've won in Boston more championships than any other fan base over the last 2 decades. And like today, if I meet a Patriots fan who's under the age of like 55, I'm like, oh, you're a fake fan. like you picked this team because they were winning titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if I meet a Red Sox fan who's under the age of 40, you know, I'm like, no, you're not a real fan. You're a fake fan. You picked them because they were winning titles.
You're a pink hat, is what we like to call
and
it.
as a supporter of the soon-to-be Cleveland Guardians and the Miami Dolphins, I don't have respect for people like that.
I just can't. The Astros, I will say this. The man who took the brunt of all this, Jeffrey Luhnow, who I think now is going to be an owner of some soccer team or whatever else, the former GM, I always admired his story, but he just got crashed and burned when it came down to the banging scheme.
Oh, yeah.
That they had. And Dusty Baker had to come
Trash
in.
can banging scheme. There's been so many banging scandals as of late.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, but
yeah.
We gotta. It's crazy that we have to specify which one.
I know, but honestly, Dusty Baker doesn't do it for me at all. I think it's impressive that their four infielders have the most postseason games as a four infielders, so that shows that they're holding things together. But
knowing what you know about the last time they won the World Series, you just it's hard to root for them.
It's hard to watch an ALCS game, to be honest with you, because both fan bases, I'm like,
exactly.
I don't care. It makes me not like either one of you.
Yeah, I will be rooting for either National League team to win the World Series.
So, yeah, the Braves won 5-4. They're up 2-0 in the NLCS. Second walk-off game in a row. Basically, how it went, Corey Seager was the second batter game. He had a 2-run home run for the Dodgers, and then a 2-run home run in the fourth inning. Jock Peterson tied it up. Then there was a 2-run double from Chris Taylor, put the Dodgers back on top in the seventh. Austin Riley, who has been just tremendous for the Braves, doubled, allowing Albies to score to tie the game at 4-4 in the eighth. And then the Braves won with a walk-off from Eddie Rosario with 2 outs in the ninth. There's a nice pitcher slide. It reminded me a lot of the Sid Bream thing in 1992, where he comes across and Barry Bonds couldn't throw him out in the NLCS. So, again, ALCS game is tonight. That'll be 7:08. It'll be on FS1. Boston is favored in this one. It is at Boston. And Bills and Titans tonight. That's on ESPN. Is there Monday Night Football tonight?
I don't know, but I hope so. I've been fiending, man. The last couple Mondays, I've been switching over to ESPN2 to try to get my Manning fix, and they just haven't been there.
Yeah, someone was telling me yesterday that they petitioned the Mannings to do the Ole Miss Tennessee game.
Oh, that would have been fantastic.
That would have been great. Yeah,
that would have been great. I still am riding with my unpopular opinion that Eli is my favorite Manning. I love how he just purports himself to be this just dopey human being, and I mean, there's plenty of evidence that he might be.
Yeah,
but I think he's actually smart. I think he cultivates that personality on purpose. And I love how he's not wearing shoes on the broadcast. He's just kicked up, and he did his little Dak impression with the dance the one day, and I really like Eli, and he just sits there all calm and stoic, while Peyton just gets so worked up and is sweating and getting red-faced and just like barking, at things. And it's like Eli looks at him and he's like, I've been dealing with this my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to this.
They had Cooper's son, their nephew, Arch, was on, I think, Friday night on ESPN. Thursday or Friday night, his high school team. And but Brad says on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread that Manning Night Football is back next week.
Come on, guys. We need you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's fine. The Bills and Tennessee, I guess we'll have to pass on that one. But next week we get to have New Orleans at Seattle. That makes sense. They get to talk about their time when they're down in New Orleans and when their dad played there.
Their dad will be on.
He definitely will be on.
Yeah.
So that'll be next week. So
who else? Let's guess.
Okay,
we played this last time I was on.
We're usually pretty good about this. Listen, Archie Manning, the oldest, is going to be on.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Macklemore.
I don't think so. What do you mean, Macklemore?
The white rapper from Seattle.
Oh, is he from Seattle?
He's from Seattle. He's a huge Seahawks fan, and he's like that right demographic where like us older white people are like, I know that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am cool with the hip hop.
That's a good call.
Macklemore. I think we're going to see some Macklemore.
Who in the sports media world is big in Seattle or New Orleans? Like I used to, for a while there, I don't think he does anymore. I associated Colin Cowherd with Seattle, and I think it's because he spent time up there.
Griffey?
And you bring it up.
Could we see? Griffey's not a big media guy.
No.
It could be fun.
I wouldn't be surprised if they. Mina Kimes from ESPN is a big Seattle fan.
Hasselbeck, one of them.
You think so?
Yeah, former Seahawks
Yeah.
Super Bowl quarterback, but Matt Hasselbeck.
Uh-huh.
I think we'll see a Hasselbeck. Is he still with ESPN?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know. That might get in the way if he's not.
I like the Macklemore one a lot, and I think you're dead on. Like, I've heard of that guy.
Right?
I think
like
that's
all of us dudes in our 30s
Yeah.
and 40s are going to be like, yeah, Macklemore's so cool. He had that thrift shop song.
I'm so used to call him McCorkle that I was like, well, no, Mac Jones is going to be on.
No.
Yeah, that one I think is going to be that's a good one. Archie will be on there, and then maybe who else
from Seattle? That's tough.
From New Orleans, who else?
I mean, you got a lot to choose from there.
Wouldn't be shocked if they bring in Drew Brees.
Lil Wayne.
I don't know why he would be on there. But
Lil Wayne's a huge sports fan.
Uh-huh.
A huge sports fan. He's from New Orleans. They talk about him a lot, especially because he's like a Packers fan. So whenever they're talking about like the Packers and they want to make them sound cool and hip, they're always like, Lil Wayne likes the Packers, which why? Like, I don't get that.
I don't know.
I guess the Saints were awful when he was growing up. So
Yeah.
you got to pick a team, and Brett Favre was leading the Packers to glory in the 90s. So maybe that was his squad. But I could see Lil Wayne being on the broadcast, and like they'll do some goofy skit where Eli tries to be like a rapper or something like that, and the reason why it'll be great is because it'll be so terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it.
That sounds about right to me. Yeah, I wonder how the ratings have been when you're not having Monday Night Football. And again, it only increased roughly around 5% of viewership when they had it on there. So, but I think it was getting better as it went on.
The last week, I was just like, that was like the first time I had actually listened to the normal commentary. Because I will always watch Monday Night Football if it's on. That'll be my first choice. But like, I was so like, it's boring. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to. And I like Louis Riddick a lot. But I just didn't care. I was like, I almost wanted to watch it on mute.
I will say this also, and this is not the first Monday we've said this, or the first tomorrow, Tuesday, or any other time. I do believe we are the first to come up with Monday Night Football. I've never heard it anywhere else.
Oh, really? Like
I think we
said it first, Manning. Yeah,
it would make sense. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't say it, but yeah, I
guess we'll be expecting those royalty checks anytime
soon. When they want to do that. All right, so Easer A's and there it says Harry Connick Jr.
Oh yeah, I'd like that.
I could see that.
I'd like that.
Definitely, because you're gonna have to find someone that they can vibe with. I don't know if they're gonna vibe with Lil Wayne.
For some reason, I think it works.
All right.
I really do think it works. And I think Lil Wayne will be sipping on some scissorp, as we used to say 20 years ago.
Sure. Bobby Haybear, no. I mean, that name alone is so old.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think you got it.
And, I mean, I don't even think you can't... Is there anybody from the grunge era that loves football? From Seattle?
Okay. I see where we're going here.
I mean, because you have to
got
look
Eddie
at
Vedder. I don't know if he's a football
he's
fan.
He's a Chicago guy, but 30 years ago...
you know who's a Seattle fan? I believe it's Chris Pratt.
Okay.
I believe Chris Pratt is a Seahawks fan, so I could see that because he's that guy. Everybody likes him. Like, he's like your slightly better looking best friend, you know?
Yeah, that one could work definitely. I mean, he'd be good, and they can talk about superheroes or whatever else. And he is in the Marvel universe, which is owned by Disney as well as
there you go.
Monday Night Football.
I think we put the pieces together for that one. I think
so. That would be your four. If you had your four, you have to have a celebrity. You have to have someone to analyze. I think Mina Kimes would be a good one to have there. Macklemore, but we are Seattle heavy here. Archie brings in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So there's got to be somebody else out there that's a huge like. There's got to be someone in the Marvel universe or whatever else that is a Saints fan. Like, I feel like all of a sudden, like, Chris Evans would be out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, great, here's Chris Evans, here's Captain America.
Yeah, Saints fans. I'm trying to think of famous Saints fans. Somebody out there's got it. We're missing somebody.
I know.
Clearly.
We're definitely missing somebody. I don't know. We're speculating for something that we can do next week.
Later on in the season, the Dolphins do play the Saints on Monday Night Football couple days after Christmas. And so I'm looking forward to Dan Marino being on because Peyton Manning is on the record multiple times saying his favorite quarterback outside of his father growing up was Dan Marino. So
really,
that'll be nice. Dan Marino's not the most fun personality in interviews, though.
What did I just read about Dan Marino, too? Somebody, who was it? Lamar Jackson just tied his record.
No, he beat it. Yeah.
Beat it for most touchdowns under the age of 25, right?
Yep.
Man, Marino's record just falling down.
Yeah, somebody was texting me about that a couple days ago and how I felt about Marino's records being surpassed by virtually everyone. But, I mean, Marino was doing this in an era, 30 years ago almost. It was his 1984 season.
Completely different era. I'm sorry. Everyone knows this.
Yeah, and he shattered records.
Yeah.
Not by like small margins. I'm pretty sure the touchdown record before he threw 48 in 1984 was like 36 or something, 34.
And if you go back to yesterday and you saw McCorkle get hit, that's how they got hit, like on
every
normal
play.
plays. Yeah.
Every play.
So it is and I know that's the one thing where it's kind of like
roughing the passer wasn't a deal, and you could mug wide receivers when they were at the top of their routes and nobody cared. Like,
yeah,
it was different. It was big different. And Marino kind of set the tone for this era of quarterbacks. These quarterbacks grew up wanting to be Marino.
Absolutely,
to a certain extent.
yeah.
I mean, not anymore, now that we're all old, but...
Yep, there it is. Yeah, it was record. Lamar Jackson broke Dan Marino's record for the most wins. It wasn't touchdown passes, wins under the age of 25 since the merger. So, and also big weekend for him. Louisville's going to retire his number. So, congratulations, Lamar Jackson. I guess.
Good job.
Does that guy he hasn't gotten the vaccine yet?
No.
No.
He's still doing his research.
Yeah. He needs to do more research. Sure.
Doesn't have a lot of time.
He must not
He's
have a
watching
Facebook
a lot of
account. There's a lot of people out there that will tell you that will give you the research for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. The whole thing with Kyrie Irving in the NBA, they're tipping off tomorrow, and it's still the talk all over the place. And you can't be happy if you're David Silver about this whole thing.
No.
In Brooklyn, they were a favorite to win the East, and now he can't play like in his home games or something?
No, he can't play. He can't play in New York.
And don't get me wrong, he's sticking by what he says, and he's like, it's not about money. But in the end, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to sign him to an extension. Good for him if it's, it's not about money, it's his personal choices and everything else, but you have teammates. You that are relying on this.
I think I try to equate it to like if I was trying to feed my 5-year-old carrots,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, this is a direct quote from him, I don't like the squishy carrots. He wants uncooked carrots. He won't eat the cooked carrots. I don't want the squishy carrots. And it's like, well, you're going to eat the squishy carrots because they're on your plate. And I'm giving them to you for a good reason. Mm-hmm. I want you to grow up and be healthy and have good eyesight. And
absolutely.
And I spent money on these damn carrots. You're going to eat them, right?
That's right.
And if he sat there and threw a giant fit, which he often does, and told me how much he wasn't going to eat the carrots because it was just his personal belief that the carrots weren't for him while they were for other people, but not for him, I'm not sure I'd have that same energy towards my 5-year-old son for not eating his squishy carrots. I think I'd be like, just eat the damn carrots.
Yeah, it's a good analogy. Yeah. I don't know. I've been saying this multiple times about this, and it doesn't, I don't care if you have it or not. It's just one of those things.
You would care if you were a Nets fan, I believe.
Yeah, that part I would. I would care.
I feel bad for the fans that support that team and who may have season tickets. And, they had to go through those same restrictions to be able to attend those games.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point because, because you're getting it to be a season ticket holder. Some people are getting vaccinated against their own choices because they want to go to specific events,
and they pay a lot of money to be able to do that.
Yeah,
while Kyrie Irving gets paid a lot of money, and judging by his belief system, whatever it may be, and whether you agree with it or not, he looks at those fans who paid that money and who got the vaccine and who did that, and the other, and are going to wear the masks, due to mandates and whatnot. And he looks at those people and he's essentially saying, I don't care about you. I am not concerned about what you had to go through. This is all about me.
Yeah. And I guess this is something that the NBA does not want.
No, it's a bad
before
look.
tip-off.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look for Kyrie. It's a bad look for the NBA.
Boy, I can tell you what, though. Last time I cared about the NBA was The Last Dance on ESPN.
Isn't it wild how many people on Facebook with the sunglasses in their profile photo are suddenly NBA fans and big Kyrie Irving fans.
Boy. Again, I would assume, I haven't even looked at the odds, and I probably will in the morning, whatever else. But if I'm looking, pull them up now. Basketball.
I don't know why. I just envision you Googling the word basketball.
Nah, I'm looking on the side.
Created by Dr. James A. Naismith.
Yeah, our friends from Elite Sportsbook, they've got the futures up. So, I mean, boy.
Who's the favorites, man? Lakers?
It's Lakers in the West, and it will be it's Lakers in the West, and it's
Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks, and then the Nets in the East. The Bulls are 50-1 to win the NBA championship.
4-0 in the preseason, from what Twitter told me.
Yeah, let's see. How are the Bulls? They're 25-1 to win the Eastern Conference championship. The Miami Heat are 10-1. Where am I at? 76ers are 10-1 as well. Bucks have good odds. Nets have good odds. The Nets are the favorite to win it still. They got KD and everybody else back in the Western Conference. Golden State's up there, plus 350. Lakers are the favorite there. Suns are 8-1. I don't think the Suns are going to make it back to the conference championship. Clippers are 9-1. So those are some of the favorites that are there. Again,
I will absolutely start caring about this after the NFL season's over. I promise.
But doesn't everybody else just stop caring after the All-Star game anyway? If they do care at all, the NBA, it's a long season. I swear, it just got over with.
Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah.
It really does.
Absolutely.
It's like you wait a lifetime for the NFL season to start, and then before you even know it's over, the next NBA season's starting. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Merrick, before we take a break, tell everybody about what's going on with SCW.
We actually have an event this Saturday at Wildwood in Iowa City. $10 tickets, 7 p.m. start time. We have a huge main event planned for you. And you know what? I'm going to break some news on the air.
Love it.
I was going to save this for the Twitter tonight. Follow us on Twitter at SCW Pro. But we already have a great match signed for our main event. The returning Jossie taking on JT Energy for the Iowa Wrestling Championship. Longtime SCW Pro fans will know how important this match is, as these two men used to be multi-time tag team champions under my tutelage, I may add.
Sure.
But JT Energy viciously attacked Jossie with a chair during the Best of Black and Brave tournament a couple years ago, costing Jossie his match and thus breaking up the team. Jossie went off to do some fantastic things all around the country in his own right, but he's back home here at SCW Pro making a surprise return at our last event at the Walcott Coliseum. And now he has earned the right to challenge for the Iowa Wrestling Championship this Saturday. Breaking news, that match will be conducted as a ladder match.
Really?
Ladder match between Jossie, JT Energy this Saturday at Wildwood in Iowa City. WildwoodSaloon.com right now to reserve your table. That way you can have the best seat possible for that insane match. And also Matt Cage making his in-ring return for SCW this Saturday. He goes one-on-one with Shane Boucher. First time he has wrestled for SCW Pro in almost 2 years.
Yeah, so for those of you out there, it's exit 249 on your way up to. You don't have to go into Iowa City. It's right off the highway. It's easy to get to.
40 minutes.
Yeah, it's really easy to get to, and the place is great. Good food, and the atmosphere is fantastic.
Yeah, come on in early, grab some barbecues. They got beer specials all day long as well. And you're right, it's one of the best atmospheres for independent wrestling that I've ever seen. So it's only $10 to get on in. That's cheaper than a movie ticket. Come on out. You're gonna have a great time. We promise.
How's things going down at the Black and Brave Academy?
Going great. We're about halfway through this current session. Then we'll take December off and be ready to welcome our 23rd class starting in January.
Jeez. Look at you guys go. Anything else new and exciting in the world of professional wrestling? You're just busy writing now, aren't you?
I write multiple articles every week for the Finsider, PHINSIDER, thefinsider.com. I'm looking forward to being able to write a positive article at some point. It's been 5 straight weeks of this team sucks. I hate my life. And,
it's hard to write.
I'm telling you, check out today's article because I wash my hands of the 2021 Miami Dolphins. I will always be a fan of the Miami Dolphins. I will never be a fan of the 2021 version of this team. We have entered evaluation mode. We need to see who plays hard, who's worth investing in going forward. Is Tua the guy? Should we trade for Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson at the end of this year? That's where we're at. And, it's almost a blessing in disguise. I'll give a silver lining to this dark cloud, but it's almost a blessing in disguise that we're essentially out of the playoff hunt after 6 weeks of football, because now we can truly focus on the evaluation process. Do we want to sign Mike Gesicki to a large extension? Do we want to sign Christian Wilkins to a large extension? Are we going to roll with Tua next year? Are we going to try to replace him? That's kind of where we're at. And it's a familiar place for Dolphins fans. I'm 35. I've never seen them in a Super Bowl. I haven't seen them win a playoff game since I was 14 years old. So yeah, we're still in, but we're a little checked out.
How is the seat for Brian Flores? Is it warming up? Is it hot?
It's hot. Actually, my Thursday article every week is called the Miami Dolphins Doomsday Meter, where I choose 3 individuals within the organization. Not the only 3 individuals, but 3 individuals who are on the hot seat, and I judge how hot their hot seat may be from a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the hottest it could be. Last week, Brian Flores checked in at a 7, I believe. On a 10 scale, so it was already pretty hot, and then he went to London, laid an egg, and lost to the once winless Jacksonville Jaguars. So you can believe that number will rise on Thursday.
Gotcha. Well, we got to take a break, so we might as well just call it a day. And then, but I'll check in with you and see how your week is looking, and maybe just next Monday we'll just plan on that.
All right.
Because I know you guys are busy the rest of the time. But at Wildwood this Saturday? I'm sorry. Okay,
Wildwood on Saturday, 7 p.m., $10 tickets, wildwoodsaloon.com to reserve yours now.
And that's finsider.com. And where can they follow you on Twitter?
At mbrave13 on Twitter, at SCWPro on Twitter to keep up with the local independent wrestling.
Right on. Okay. Tomorrow I'll be joined in the studio by Adam. Adrian will be gone, but we'll have plenty to talk about tomorrow. Adam always brings a lot to the show. Merrick, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate you, my man.
Love it.
Good job on the guest lines. All right, well, that'll be it for the day here. Don't hassle us for local here on ESPN 1170 AM. You guys take care. Stay safe and sanitize, Quad Cities.
Peace.
The Rock says he's going to make your Rudy Poo candy ass famous.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah!
Hi, this is Derek.
And this is Skip. We are the twins from Arbar Davenport.
And you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
On ESPN 1170 AM.
This is Lobo from Lobo Salsa. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
The biggest Halloween party in the Quad Cities is back. Halloween Ball 2021. Next Saturday, October 30th at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. A costume contest with $2,000 in cash prizes. Live music from Hairbangers Ball and Cheese Pizza. Food from Smokin' Butts Barbecue and Wise Guys Pizza. Get your tickets now on our app or at the Fairgrounds office. Presented by Camping World, IITI Insulation, UCFW, and Courtesy Ford. Halloween is back with live music and the biggest costume contest in the Quad Cities. Halloween Ball 2021. Get all the details on the ESPN 1170 app.
Over the past few years, people in the Quad Cities have been buying online more and more. Now, since the pandemic hit,